Alright, so what's good, people? Your boy Retro. Got another Ghost Recon gameplay for you guys. This one is going to be Conflict on Harbor. And before I get to the main topic of this video, I want to go ahead and talk about what's in this particular gameplay here. Now, as I mentioned before, we're going to be playing Conflict, and my team is rushing the intel at the bottom here. Try to get the heads up lead at the very beginning. So I'm going to go ahead and rush the intel here. I'm going to throw some smoke bombs here. Make sure we get a head start, because it's always good to get a lead in Conflict so that you can get the early defense position and set up correctly. Now, I was reading an article earlier, and as you can see in the title of the video, is 20 years of age too old to be playing video games? Now, the article was talking about, I'm not going to get into specific details of the guy's name, basically saying that 20 years old is basically too old to be playing video games. Now, that in itself should ring an alarm to you guys. Now, I'm 22 and I'm playing video games, and I know people that's way older than me that play video games, and I'm wondering what those people would have to say to this criticism of 20 years old and over is considered abnormal. Now, I want to know specifically what makes it abnormal. Is it, you know, should the criticism be, oh, we're supposed to have lives? Should we be focusing more on other things? As here, I go ahead and get a triple kill because the kid was retard fucking spawned right on his teammates and got pooped on, and I'm gonna go ahead and hack him. Are we supposed to have more priorities? Because if that's the argument, I could say yes, we supposed to be more prioritized the older you get, but that's not necessarily what I'm thinking he's talking about. Because here's the thing, I can still have priorities and still play video games. Is it all of a sudden that, oh, I turned 20 years old and I'm just going to shut down the Xbox, the PlayStation, drop my controller and just never play again because I hit 20? You know, I don't think it really works that way. You know, if you have your priorities set, you can still make time for video games and still live your daily life. Now, here's the thing that amazes me about this argument, is that they put an age limit on these games, T for teen, N for mature. So if you're 18 and you're just allowed to play these video games that are age appropriate, so basically after 2 years of gaming, you're just supposed to drop the controller because it's considered abnormal. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that's what this guy is saying, that you just gotta automatically put down a controller and stop gaming. He's saying that it's abnormal, meaning that coming to that age is when gaming is not supposed to be a factor in your life. You should be doing other things besides gaming. But 2 years of gaming, I'm 18, I finally able to get a T for teen game. I play the game, play for 2 years, and now I hit 20 and I'm supposed to stop because it's abnormal. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Why would you put a restriction? Now, I'm not saying this is, you know, obviously this isn't legal, this isn't a rule or anything, this is just one guy's opinion. But it's funny that someone would say that, because there are a lot of things that I would consider abnormal, you know, than something like this. Now, let me give you an example. If I'm sick, I think it would be abnormal of me to continue to digest foods that aren't good for me if I got sick. For example, if you get sick off of beef, isn't it abnormal for you to continue to eat beef even though you may know that's the reason why you're sick in the first place? Maybe it was something in the beef that made you sick, but instead of stop eating it, you continue to eat it. I would consider that abnormal. But to hit 20 years old and for my body to just say that, oh, I'm too old to be playing these video games, it's not normal, it just doesn't make sense to me. And I kind of agree with a lot of these arguments that these people were making on this topic. They were basically saying that if playing video games at 20 years old is a standard for this abnormality, then there's a lot of things wrong with this world. And a lot of people were saying that they don't want to live on this planet anymore, and people are Nimrods. And this argument is kind of stupid to me. Like, I just couldn't believe that someone would actually come out their mouth and make a statement like that. And I'm gonna go ahead and leave the link in the description. It's not a long article. It's like a couple paragraphs, but I just want you guys to check it out. And a guy like me who likes to analyze and break down little arguments like this, I wish there was more here for me to grasp. I'm gonna do some more research on this, just to know why someone would make a statement like that. Because you can't put an age limit on certain things. You know, really, you really can't put an age limit on anything technically, because there is no such thing as age. Even with the laws that have restrictions on video games, I mean, you see kids that get away with. I get kids that come into my the store buying games, and they're not even old enough to play those games, and they come in there and get them just because they have their parent there, knowing that the parent isn't going to be there watching them play the game. You could be 14 years old getting a T14 game or rated M for mature games, and they're not old enough to get those games, but they still get away with it anyway. Point being, there is no restriction on anything. So how can you say that 20 is the standard? Why not 21? Why not 22? Why not 23? Is there some sort of biological aspect to this that I'm not picking up from this article for him to say that? Because if there's a biological aspect saying that, even though this isn't proven, saying that once your body hits 20, video games will slowly become an abnormal part, then I could say, oh yeah, maybe this guy has a point. In a way, not completely, because I'm 22 and I haven't felt no part of me that makes me want to say, oh, I'm just gonna put down the sticks for good and just retire as a gamer. You know, this has been a pastime for me, something I've been doing for a long time now. I don't think that I put a limit. Oh, once I hit 20, you know, I'm gonna stop playing video games. And I just don't believe that someone could actually make us think like that. Now here's where I want you guys to chime in. Are you on the defense of this guy, or are you disagreeing with this guy? Because I'm kind of wondering what others think about this. Maybe I'm looking at it from the wrong perspective, and like I said, I don't have a whole lot of evidence here and clues, and all I know is that this guy said this, and he said it was abnormal, and I'm just going to take that piece of information and run with it. Now, I could be going above and beyond, maybe overthinking this a little bit, but I'm just wondering, you know, what you guys think about this, you know. Now, if anything, I was wondering, like, people who play video games 19 hours out of the day, 20 hours out of the day out of 24 hours, who get no sleep, who don't even eat, don't even drink, don't even go outside, that to me seems more abnormal than someone hitting 20 years old and just, you know, still playing video games. Because if you're not taking advantage of what life has to offer, even if you don't have a job, go outside, something. If you're playing the game 20 hours out of the day, at least, that seems to be more abnormal than anything else. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. People that don't know anything about why people play video games make statements like this, and then you know, I'm going to come to a disagreement with this because I just don't necessarily believe that. I don't know. It's just crazy. I know people for a fact who have a wife and kids who go to work and still can play video games. You know, I used to play video games maybe 8 hours a day. That's toned down because of work. Maybe more so like 3 or 4 hours a day. But I'm 22, and I still play video games. So, yeah, it's kind of weird. Anyway, getting back to this gameplay. This gameplay is about to wrap up here. We're dominated in 457 to 115 here, and this was a pretty good gameplay. I'm not the best player at this game, as I go ahead and poop on that kid, but I will say I'm getting better as every game goes along. And I'm playing with my squad here, and we played a clan match yesterday. Man, it was awful. I mean, they were spawn trapping, and it was crazy. So we went back to just playing regular ranked matches because the squad clan battles are just crazy. So once we get our strategies down, I think we're gonna play a little bit more ranked matches. But until then, we're gonna do more of these ranked matches. So I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay commentary. Tell me what your thoughts are about this, and if you like the gameplay, go ahead and like it. Subscribe to those who haven't, who are watching my videos for the first time, and a victory for us. And I'm Boy Retro. I'm done. Designating it now. We're canceling the objective. Victory is ours. Well done.